So you went in service in the Glen, did you?
No, I never went in service. I was kept at home, running after sheep in the mountain.
Oh, okay.
And then for an uncle of mine and my dad, the whole lot was mixed in together in the mountain, all the sheep.
Well, pretty well as it is now.
Yes,
Same
as it
place,
is now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how did you amuse yourself then? What did you do as a young man, as a young lad?
There was nothing there to do.
You hunted though a bit?
Oh yes, we hunted a lot. Hunted a lot weekends in the mountain.
Yes. Hares?
Hares. We kept 2 or 3 ravens and about 6 or 7 sheepdogs.
Yeah.
And
sheepdogs any good to hunt?
Huh?
Are sheepdogs used good for hunting?
Well, they are in a way there. They seek out the hares, like, you know. I remember once, I was going along the mountain, myself and my father. We were after gathering the sheep for something. And we were going along, and there was a big patch of heather, big high heather. And the dogs went into it, smelling it. Got excited. I went over to see who was there, and there was a fox there.
A fox? Yeah.
And the father turned him over. You did?
Yeah.
And he said, the skin was worth something. We come back that way, pick him up and skin him, you know, of the hide. Take it home. And the bloody fox is gone.
He's gone, is he?
He was gone.
Oh, they're good, particularly Irish foxes.
Yeah, that's a fact of it.
Your father was a great man for foxes, wasn't he?
Yeah. We had them up, there were dens up the mountain just above us.
Yeah.
In the mountain. And the foxes had dens there.
Really?
And do you know they wouldn't touch our lambs, young lambs.
You mean they'll touch all the other lambs, but not
They'd
yours?
Go away, far away. Kill them, but they wouldn't touch the lamb.
Yeah.
And we used to have my mother used to have a flock of geese. We used to do a hell of a lot of tillage. And when they cut the corn and dig the potatoes and all like that, it let the geese into the fields, potato ground. They eat all
They
this.
grub around,
Yeah, corn field. And they'd be blooming fat. Be lovely.
Fat as pigs, yes.
And you know that them blooming geese could be around there at night, in the field or in the haggard, and the fox wouldn't touch him. But you'd hear him going down towards the valley, barking.
Foxes,
They're very clever, they wouldn't touch
they wouldn't touch the geese. Of
and
course
it's too near their den.
Too near the den, I got, your father was a great man for foxes, wasn't he?
He was for hunting, go on, the mountain. He lived on the mountain.
Yes. I've got his thing from the paper here, his obituary. Do you remember it?
What?
The words about your father when he died.
Oh, yes.
You remember them? From the Irish Independent, the newspaper.
Yeah. No, I don't remember.
Shall I read it?
Yeah.
Mr. P. O'Brien, Glencushabinna, Irish Independent. Father of 22 children, Mr. Patrick O'Brien, a farmer, has died at the age of 66 at Glencushabinna, Tipperary. There was great regret felt in Aherlow, and indeed throughout the shadows of the Galtees, when it was learned today that one of its best known and most beloved sportsmen, Patrick O'Brien of Glencushabinna, known as Foxy Pad, had passed to his eternal reward, consoled by the last rites of Holy Church. He'd been ill several weeks, and all hoped that he would once more range the Galtees, but that was not to be. He will be missed by hundreds of visitors and hunters in the Galtees, who always found Patrick O'Brien a most enjoyable and hospitable companion. The exceptionally large numbers who followed his remains spoke eloquently of his popularity. Eternal rest give unto him, O Lord. He died a young man, relatively speaking. I mean, 66. But when was that then? Was that before the war?
No, no. I come over here, that was about 1932.
32,
Yes.
yeah.
Because I come over to England in 1927, and I went back home 2 years after. And he wasn't very well then. And the doctor was coming to him. From Dr. Russell at Badge.
This was just before the war?
No, this is after the war.
After the war?
After the First World War.
Oh, yeah.
After the First World years before the Second World War.
Yeah, I was just thinking, must have been about 1930 time.
About the 1930 or 31. I went home to see him. And this Dr. Russell was coming to him, and he was doing him no good. And there was an English doctor living in County Limerick, a place called Glen in East Limerick. And he knew my father, and he was out weekends at my father hunting. He married into a big farm of ground. My mother asked me the day after I landed at home if I go and fetch him. And I hit off with an old bicycle. And the pouring rain. And I got to his farm, and the doctor was there. And I told him. But I never told him the other doctor was coming to my father. And he said, he tied a bike on the car, top of the car. And we hit on. And going up the Boateen, he had to leave the car below on the main road. And the floods was terrible going up along the Boateen. He got to the house, and he looked at my father, and he took a good half a pint or three quarters of a pint of water from the spine of his back. And the other doctor was doing nothing at all. And he got better.
Did he?
But when the doctor finished in the room, he came out, and I was sitting by the fire and all the family. And he says to me, he said, "Do you know you will get me shot?" I said, "I'd be sorry, doctor, if that happened." I said, "Most sorry." "Why didn't you tell me Dr. Russell is coming to your father?" "Well," I said, "if I told you, you mightn't come."
That's right.
I said, "I was frightened." He said, "Good job you didn't."